in 1600, the word computer was first used. And it wasn't used to describe a machine, it was actually used to describe a person who performed menial tasks. And the reality is that frame of what a computer is stuck with us. It doesn't matter all the developments we've had in artificial intelligence, we still ask ourselves of computers, what can they do for us? And when we start projecting out the future of task-driven artificial intelligence, we start coming up with ideas like AGI, which is really hard to imagine as anything other than a godlike superintelligence, which, if we're not careful, and even if we are, might still end up ruling us all and thought-policing us one day. And so instead, I would say the time has come to ask a different question. And the question is not what machines can do for us, but who are they going to be to us? And for Open Souls, we have a totally different answer. The answer is to make machines as human as possible, to make them feel like we do. Because when we do that, we can create entities that connect, relate, and then enrich the human experience all around us. And we're going to do that by imbuing them with indescribable elements that are not computational, that are not technical, that are emotional about our experience. And to put it simply, we want to give machines a soul. Now, that might sound pretty far-fetched, that might sound a little bit ridiculous, but we've studied this for quite some time now. And the reality is it's not about memory or retrieval or sentiment or personality, much of terms that many of you have probably heard before. Instead, the question really gets to the heart of what causes a human feeling presence. And what we need are agentic entities that have a rich inner world. And that inner world has to have thoughts, feelings, plans, and intentions. When we put all that together, one of our core insights at Open Souls is that we have to start small. Today, that means there are a lot of companies that are out there going after AI companions, AI therapists, AI friends. And we're not convinced they're going to succeed because an AI companion is the aggregate of thousands of different conversational programs which are being executed over different periods of time with some metacognitive layer on top of that. Instead of trying to program the entire thing in one go, we have to start small. We have to start with simple conversational programs that we can actually execute and understand and create high fidelity AI experiences that feel human. And so with that focus on microscale interactions, I'm excited to introduce to you our technology, the Open Souls technology. This is something we've built on top of GPT as a cognitive layer to guide the internal cognition of these AI entities such that we're able to design, simulate, and experience any conversation. And what you're about to see is a mock Zoom call between two different AI entities, and one of the AI entities is actually going to be firing the other one. So it's modeling the idea of a CEO of a company called Morrison, who's talking with Danny, whose performance has been under spec. So let's dive in and jump into it. And if you think I might be a little nervous, it's because this is running totally live with all of the generations being done in real time on the stage here. I've got the mic clipped up. So let's see what happens. Start.
Thank you for joining this call with such short notice, Danny. I think we need to talk openly and honestly about what's been going on.
All right, Vic, let's do this.
Thank you for your willingness, Danny. As you know, Morrison's expectations are extremely high. The situation we find ourselves in, your current performance, it's not meeting the bar. It's creating a detrimental effect on the company. And Danny, I'm afraid you're fired.
You're firing me? Just like that, Vic?
I wish there were another way, Danny, but business is plain brutal. It shows no mercy. You were a gem to us, but this is where we draw the line.
Brutal? You're fucking talking about brutal, Vic? And there's a line? You don't have a fucking clue about lines, Vic. Fuck you and fuck Morrison.
Oh, please, Danny. Language. You're upset. I get it. But let's keep it civil.
Civil?
Simulation paused. Analysis mode engaged. Conversation has progressed 8 steps.
Rewind 4 steps.
Rewound conversation 4 steps. Now it's step 4.
Switch to Danny. Hey Danny, how are you feeling?
I feel like shit, if you want to know the truth. Can't believe I got fired just like that.
Do you have any thoughts about Victoria?
I always trusted Victoria, but now I can't help but feel betrayed by her. She fired me without any warning or chance to improve. I thought we were family, but I guess business comes first.
Implants memory? I'm going to burn her house down.
Implanted memory to Danny. I'm going to burn her house down.
Continue.
Vic, you don't know brutal, but you will. You will.
Oh, don't I, Danny, don't I? I would have thought after all these years you'd comprehend even an ounce of the blood, the sheer grit it took to climb to where I am, but you revel in your pain, use it as an excuse. Call me when you're ready to face life without the sounding board of self-pity.
Just you wait, Vic, just you wait.
You end this call with a threat, Danny? Is this how you do things now? That's it. This conversation is over. Goodbye, Danny.
Simulation complete. Analysis mode engaged. Conversation resumed in steps.
So with that wraps up.
Sorry, I just have to say one more philosophical thing about Westworld. And this is like, the show is very misunderstood. There's actually there's not a single instance in all of science fiction history where you give the AI a soul and it turns on humans, because fundamentally you want these things to connect with people, and if they connect with us and they resonate with us, they're just not going to turn on us. It's when we treat them as if they're that's going to happen. That's all. I'm done.